All right, y'all. So we are back for episode 2. I am Tammy Talks. This is the recap for The Circle, season 4, episode 2. Um, I didn't get the name of the episode, but I'll put it in the description box. But if you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So if you enjoy that type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel, thumbsing up the video if you enjoy this piece of content, and then hop into the comment section, y'all, so we can talk about what's going on this season or on this episode of The Circle. So the episode starts off right where the last one left off. Don't judge me if you watched the recap from episode 1. I know that those are the Spice Girls. I don't know what I was going through, but that is Mel B and Baby Spice Emma. They look different to me. It's been a long day. Don't judge me, but they are hilarious on here. They are definitely going to be the bright spot in this season for as long as their characters are on here. So, Frank actually picked Jared, who is the children's author, to be the new person, the new profile to enter in the chat. So that's who Emma and Mel B are going to be playing as. They had me cracking up because they off rip was like, he don't look friendly. So they go through and pick his profile picture as one where he's holding a chicken. Like just their banter back and forth because I didn't think the Spice Girls still got along personally. So clearly Mel and Emma do if no one else does in the group. So they pick a profile picture for him. They put together a nice little bio and they were like ready to play. And they were so mad when the circle was like, we'll catch y'all tomorrow. They was like, no, we want to play tonight. They was like, we feel like we just got sent to bed. And did. Because I think they have to have like lights out at a certain time in there too. So they are going to join the circle tomorrow and meet everybody. So the next day, they are told that their job is to kind of fly under the radar, which means don't bring too much attention to yourselves, don't get involved in too much mess, alliances, whatever the case. And if they are successful, then they will be increasing the prize money for whoever the winner is. So that's actually a nice, really cool feature that they're doing. They seem very excited. They were like, but no pressure, but yeah. So they're there to help out whoever the winner is, because like they don't need the money, they're the Spice Girls. So Jerry gets announced to the circle as someone that Frank picked, and everybody is like, oh my god, a new person. Y'all watch the show. I hate how every time somebody new comes or every time it's an alert, they are just shocked to shit about what is going on the show. Y'all know what the show is about. New people come, people get voted off. That's how the circle works. But I guess they have to like kind of hype it up at least for shits and giggles. Okay? So then we have the Cake Me As I Am competition, which I always like seeing. So basically, everybody has to decorate some type of cake, and you're supposed to make it true to yourself, and then everybody votes on who has the best cake. So one of the things that this always trips people up on is if you say that you're like a baker or something like that in your bio, because then people kind of hold you to task with that. So Carol, John has put that Carol, his mom, is a baker, but he, like, if you're somebody that enjoys baking, you at the very least can frost the cake. His cake wasn't bad, but it does not look like an older woman who enjoys baking in her spare time. Chris's cake was very true to herself. She had like a basketball as the top layer. She had the flag on there, the pride flag. She had the icons to represent her, her wife, and their child. Frank's cake I liked. It was kind of bland though. Frank's cake was really basic to me, but Frank's cake looked good enough as it was. Um, Yulink's cake, I liked her cake. She had some different, so Chinese. I think she's Chinese. She has some different Chinese symbols. On there, I really liked her cake. Paul Parker. She decorated the cake, and like what I do hate though is for them to be like, that doesn't look like a man decorated a cake. Like we have to get out of these stereotypes. Just because it is a man doing it does not mean that a man cannot frost the cake or do something like that. You know what I mean? But it looked well enough as a cake, but because Paul is under the microscope because so many people are like kind of confused over how he has been like representing himself, it's looking away. So Krista actually ends up winning best cake. She's super excited. Krista's cool, but Krista is a little too theatrical for me. Okay, upon second glance, she's sliding off the couch. She's running back and forth. We get that you got to yuck it up for the show, but come on, okay, come on down, come on down. So then we have all the different chats and alliances they're starting to form. So Bruce starts to chat with Alyssa and Yuling. Brew is like precious in a very cornball way. Brew's skin tone and the yellow of his teeth is very distracting. I'm gonna need my boys to be up in there with some Crest white strips because this is not working. It's jarring. It could be the lights that are in that apartment, or I don't know what the issue is, but his teeth are looking yellow than on there. Like it is kind of like you got 3.9 million followers on Instagram, but you can't get a Colgate ad. How much are you like? Something has to give. We need to go whiten our teeth. We need to take better care of our oral hygiene, Brew. That's unacceptable, sweetheart. Unacceptable. But he is flirting with Alyssa and Yuling, and they become a throuple, okay? And the three of them kind of form a little bit of an alliance. So then we have Paul who starts a message with Carol. Now, you know, Carol is on Paul's ass because John is calling bull on the fact that Paul is really who he says he is. So they start talking about families, and Carol is saying how she has two kids. Her son John is in communications, and then Paul was like, I'm sorry, John was like, I don't want to mention that I do social media because I don't want to give it away. As if there's only one social media influencer in the world. John, bye. So Paul comes back and it's like, yeah, my daughter Parker is into communications as well. Now he didn't. What Parker failed to do was mention her other sister, so it kind of made John, who's playing his mom, be like, maybe it's Parker playing her dad too because she's in communications, yada yada yada. But they have nice, good banter, kind of back and forth. And then Carol is like, maybe I don't want to blow up what Parker Paul is doing because I'm doing the same thing. So I don't want to blow that up. So he's kind of having a bit of a change of heart, and it's kind of feeling like we're kind of one in the same right now. So I'm a ride this out. We then have Jared who starts a group chat with Frank and Krissa. They start like a little low key alliance. It's cute for now for what it is. Frank said he is sick of all these chats because he is trying to eat, honey. Okay, Frank said every time he sit down to eat, y'all are interrupting his meal. He wants to eat. So, but nonetheless, they're having a good time. They're having a good like conversation. Krista saying how she misses her wife's cakes, which is them cheeks, which is, you know, she's missing her wife in a adult manner. They had Jared use a rainbow heart, so I don't know if that was to connect with Frank and Krista, or if it's because they made Jared's character as part of the LGBTQ community. So who knows? But they start to kind of form a little low key alliance, and things are going well for everybody. So then we have Frank and Carol who are now in the influencer chat because they need to vote on who is going home. So they off rip immediately save Alyssa and Krissa right away. They both like them. They both feel that they are good people to keep around. They got really positive vibes from them. So then Carol thinks that Brew is coming off kind of fake. She said that Brew is kind of like her kids' friends that are just like super polite. but she doesn't really know too much about them. Frank, on the other hand, has had a personal conversation with Brew and feels that Carol just really needs to get to know him. And once she does get to know him on a more personal level, she'll see that he seems like a really nice guy. So that really just leaves Paul and Yuling. They say that Yuling came in real hot and heavy, tons of personality, but it seemed like her personality has really trickled down and she's taken a bit of a backseat ever since she got voted down in the bottom, which is true. She has toned herself down a whole lot, and it's not as, I don't say it's entertaining, but I feel like even though her personality was a lot up front, like that's who you really are, girl. So don't tone it down. She seems like kind of almost in the shadows at this point. So then we have they talk about Paul, and Carol is basically like, I don't know about Paul. He seems kind of disingenuous, but we did have a good chat. So in the end, Frank is able to convince Carol to make the announcement because he can put she can put in underneath the "Mama knows best" quote. Which, I'm sorry, if I was in a circle, that wouldn't be flying with me. I wouldn't be entertained by that. I wouldn't be enthralled by the fact that it's like "Mama knows best." To me, that's bullshit. But Carol has said that she would love to do it. So while they're typing and doing the typing, Parker Paul is already tears, y'all. Balls to the wall, tears. And it's like, because you know you're going home. But in the same token, you should have come in as yourself. No one is going to say, oh my gosh, she's too pretty. I can't believe anything she says. That doesn't make sense. That absolutely does not make sense. So, well, as we know, Paul gets sent home. She, like, you could just see her heart breaking when she got blocked from the chat. And then we see that she is on her way to go meet a person. I'm going to assume she's going to go meet um, either Carol, or I would have her meet Carol or Frank. I would want to see who the influencers are so that you can kind of and you know you're going away, you're going home message, you can try to hint at who would be real and who would be fake. But I don't think she has any enemies in the game right now. But she does feel the way that Carol sent her home because she felt that her and Carol did have like some type of connection. So that was episode 2. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Should Carol have sent home Paul, or do you think someone else should have gone home? If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Catch you guys in the next one.